Morning class, this video is on how to make sandwiches. It's about sandwiches. Not too much to making a sandwich. You get 2 pieces of bread, put whatever fixings in between them, and that is the definition of a sandwich. We're gonna go over some of the popular sandwiches and different strategies and tips for making. So I cut off the this hard end of the lettuce, and then I'm just gonna take, these are the top parts are referred to as the leaves. The bottom part where it's a little crunchy and has that ridge on it, that is referred to the heart. So this part remain hearts, this part would be leaves. So this is the romaine lettuce. I've put some in a salad spinner. The inside of the salad spinner, I'm not going to wash it in here. I'm going to take this out from the bowl, and I'm going to wash this part of the lettuce. So I've got my lettuce. I'm going to rinse it and let the water drain out. Lettuce back in here after I've washed it and drained it, and then I'm just going to spin this. Spin so it works a little bit like your clothes dryer. By spinning it around, all the water goes to the bottom, and I have lettuce that is not all wet. So I'm going to do it a couple of times until I have no water in the bottom. So I've spun and washed 2 batches of lettuce, and I have put it in a Ziploc bag where I can store it in the refrigerator. Next thing I need to do is I need to prepare some tomato slices. I want to make sure that I get the little stickers off the tomatoes. So when I cut tomatoes, I usually pick a serrated knife, see the little teeth on it. So to cut my tomatoes, I just want to make thin slices. My fingers up under. So here are the tomato slices. So I have tomato slices. I have romaine lettuce. So I'm going to use a clean cutting board. Set that on the counter. And then I'm going to take my bread. 2 pieces of bread needed for making a sandwich. I'm going to put those down here. So I have my bread. That's what I start with. Then I'm going to add my spread, which is the classic would be mayonnaise and mustard. So I'm going to add just a little bit of mayonnaise on each slice of the bread, a little bit. So I'm going to put just a little bit of mustard stronger, so I'm just going to, so because mustard's stronger, I'm just going to put a little bit on one side. Then I'm going to take my turkey meat, and I'm going to put it on the mustard side, because the mustard is a good condiment that goes with meat. A little bit. So, kind of fold over each slice, and set it on the sandwich. Slices, these are pretty thin. So by rolling it a little bit, what I have is a sandwich that's not flat. So then I'm going to take my lettuce. Okay. I'm going to get a little bit of heart and a little bit of lettuce, kind of the leaf part and the heart part, a little bit of combination. And I'm just going to tear those leaves a little bit and set them on here. Top it with a couple of the tomato slices. So then I'm going to take this side. So this kind of falls apart easily if I pick it up, because it's got the lettuce and everything on it, and it can slip. So I'm going to take the meat side put my hand underneath here, and I'm just gonna flip it onto the sandwich. I'm gonna cut it diagonally. So I like to cut it diagonally because it has the corners and it's just a little easier to eat. There you have it, the classic turkey sandwich. So the next sandwich I'm going to show you is a grilled cheese. I like to use the little bit smaller bread for this squared bread. So I'm going to take my pan, I'm heating it up really hot. So I put it on medium heat. If I get it too hot, my butter will burn. My toast will be black before my cheese has had a chance to melt. So, tip for grilled cheese, don't try to grill it at too high of a temperature. Got a little bit of butter. I'm going to put it in my pan, let it melt. Butter melting. Just going to lift up the pan. When it starts to melt, I'm just going to swirl it around a little bit. Make sure the pan gets coated. The easiest cheese to use is American cheese. It's a processed cheese. So, which means it's not aged in its form, it's poured into a mold. So it's soft, and it's kind of the best known cheese for the grilled cheese. Now that I have my butter melted, I'm going to put my bread in, and I'm just gonna take the bread and just kind of like soak in a little bit of the butter. Then immediately, without wasting any time, I'm going to put my cheese on each slice of bread. Also, variations of the grilled cheese sandwich where you put other fixings inside. Tomato slices, onions, ketchup I've seen, avocado. Avocado's pretty good inside, a little bit of avocado slice. So, and when we start adding meat with our cheese, then we kind of just call it a grilled sandwich instead of a grilled cheese. So I'm going to let this cook very slow at first. So the bread's on this side. I'm going to show you it's not really doing anything but sitting in warm butter. Moving it around a little bit to get all the butter. I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to let it soak onto the bread underneath. And I'm just going to be patient and let that thing cook. It will brown to be able to turn the bread. So I just wanted to pull it out so I could kind of show you. See, it's just starting to toast there. And I can see that the cheese is starting to melt. Once my cheese is starting to melt and the bread's starting to toast, I just put them together and brown them the rest of the way. So once I got it toasted on both sides, we can slice it, and there you have it, grilled cheese sandwich. So that's the basic grilled cheese, different ways to present it. You could use additional cheese if you'd like, than just the 2 slices if you want a little more cheese than that. So the last sandwich I'm going to show you is a breakfast sandwich. So I'm going to take an egg and I'm going to crack it and put it into a bowl. So this is the bowl I'm going to mix it up in. So I have a whisk. Take just a little splash of milk. I'm going to mix it up. A whisk. Some spray. I'm just going to take and spray my bowl with some cooking spray, a mixed egg into the spray, and I'm going to cook it for 1 minute in the microwave. It is done when all of the egg there's no runny egg and it's all cooked. So in the meantime, I'm going to take 2 pieces of bread and I'm going to put those in the toaster to toast. Breakfast sandwiches they can have bacon, they can have ham, any warm meats. I'm going to use avocado slices and tomato with a little cream cheese spread for the breakfast sandwich I'm going to show you. So you can see that the egg is done and it slides around because it does not stick. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper. You might ask, why don't I salt and pepper it just in the bowl together? And I would say that what happens is the salt is going to soak up liquid. It can make my egg dry, so I add the salt and pepper at the end. So I'm just going to take and cut out a few slices of avocado. Toast here. Just going to take the egg and I'll just show you this way. I'm just going to flip it onto the toast. I'm going to take a little bit of cream cheese, just a little bit, and spread a little bit on the other side. And add my avocado slices and then my tomato. Take and put it together, and breakfast sandwich. So what makes it a breakfast sandwich is, of course, that it has egg. So these are some of the sandwiches you can make. Many different types of sandwiches. Too many for me to make them all, but those are a few. And in class we will I will go over the different popular types of sandwiches.